Hello and welcome to Crazy About Books with Dinero. I am Dino Lizigi. So today we are discussing Uncaptured, the true account of the Renegade Trillion Whistleblower by Mosilo Mothepu. So first of all, what a remarkable book. So what she does in the book is she gives a personal account of herself from childhood till post whistleblowing, and that she also explains how state capture took place at Trillion. Guys, now after reading this book, I feel like whistleblowing is the easiest part. Now, what happens to a person after whistleblowing, that is the hardest. So one of the most heartbreaking things I read in the book was when she described the isolation she went through after whistleblowing. She talks about a friend's WhatsApp group. She would post about her situation with whistleblowing in the group and nobody would respond. They would just keep mute, keep mum, keep sure. And then somebody else would just post about a bag and then they will all respond. Guys, have you ever been in that situation where you are part of a social media group and then you post something and then people don't respond, they're all quiet, and then somebody else posts and they're all responding, all commenting? So that is the type of isolation she went through. Another aspect of isolation she mentions was the unemployment, because you are isolated from the employment sector. I mean, companies probably have their own shenanigans, right? So once you are declared a whistleblower, they might be afraid to employ you because they might see their shenanigans and disclose. So that is an aspect of isolation as well, being denied access into the employment sector. So tell me, friends, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a company, would you employ a whistleblower? Would you? So, another aspect of isolation that she mentions in the book is the fact that she was not the only one who knew what is happening. Other people knew what is happening as well, but they were not coming forward with information. They were not backing her up. So she was just standing alone. Nobody was saying what she's saying is true. I also witnessed one, two, three. She was standing alone. And for me, it's one of the things I'm taking away with me from the book, is that when you want to do the right thing, deal with the possibility that you might stand alone. You must stand alone. If you want to do the bad thing, I suppose you have a lot of people backing you up. I don't know. But then one thing for sure, if you want to do the right thing, face the possibility of standing alone. She stood alone throughout this whole mess. She stood. You know, after reading this book, I thought to myself that if ever I'd want to whistleblow, I must at least have 100 million just sitting in my bank account, waiting for me to whistleblow. Because one of the things whistleblowing does is it might cause you to become bankrupt. I mean, first of all, you are unemployable because you are a whistleblower. Secondly, you are an ordinary person with ordinary funds whistleblowing or disclosing information about a company, and whoever is involved with that company have access to corporate funds to can afford the best of lawyers, right? So Mosilo says she tried to close that gap by also getting a best lawyer. She knew they were going to get the best of lawyers, so she'd also need to get a best lawyer, and best lawyers, guys, don't come cheap. Towards the end of the whole legal case thing, she was looking at 1.3 million in legal costs. 1.3 million in legal costs, that is what she was looking at. She nearly had to sell her house in order to be able to cover the legal costs. Guys, if you want to find out whether she was able to cover the legal costs or not, and what happened with her with regard to legal costs, please read. Okay, so bear in mind that the suffering she was experiencing was not only being caused by whoever she was disclosing information about, it was also caused by agencies that were supposed to protect her. In the book, she says she obviously disclosed information to institutions of higher authority, also to her lawyers, but that information got leaked. It was front page news of a major newspaper, and those people who are involved could just easily figure it out that Mosilo is leaking information about us, that Mosilo is disclosing information. So by leaking information, they were basically putting her life in danger, and that created other problems for her. She says that whenever she was driving, she would think that there's a car following her, even if it was not, even if the driver was just minding their own business, but she will think that they are following her. She was constantly looking over her shoulder, constantly fearing for her life. And those people, right? Also, like what they do is, so they were fighting against her using legal cases, right? And they were fighting against her by trying to find loopholes into her life and opening criminal cases. So that's what they did. They opened a criminal case against her. So basically, she was facing legal costs. She was facing the possibility of going to jail. She was facing the possibility of being killed. Like, guys, it is so many things that she was experiencing at once as a whistleblower. So it was hard. Okay, so in the book, she not only talks about the struggles of a whistleblower, she also talks about how state capture happened at Trillion. Guys, I don't want to give away the whole book. Please read the book for yourself, and learn about other aspects of state capture as it happened at Trillion. How one of the shareholders had government connections everywhere, how they put their own people into strategic positions so that they have access to information before it goes to everybody else, so that when they want to do business with that particular entity, nobody is questioning the process, because it is their own person they have put in that position. Anyway, I'm gonna end here because I don't want to give away the whole book. I want you to read for yourself. Like, she explains this whole state capture thing in detail. What I love about this book is it explains state capture and how it is done. I mean, we always hear about state capture, state capture, state capture, but most of us can never actually say exactly what is state capture and how it is done. So after reading this book, I feel like I can explain to the next person that this is also how state capture is done. She explains it so beautifully. So you get the best of two worlds. Just by reading this book, you get to understand a whistleblower's journey and struggles, and you also get to understand state capture as it happened at Trillion. So this is a beautiful book. So heartbreaking, especially when she's talking about her struggles as a whistleblower. It is absolutely heartbreaking. So this is the end of my book discussion. Please, guys, get the book, read it for yourself. It's a beautiful book. It's definitely one of the best books I've read, one of the best books I've had. Thank you for watching the video. This is Dineo Litsiki, and you are watching Crazy About Books with Dineo. So please subscribe, like, comment. Bye-bye.